Ladies and gentlemen, success is not something you stumble upon. It doesn't accidentally show up at your door. Success is attracted by the person you become. You don't chase success, it chases you when you develop the right mindset, habits, and determination. Success is not something that can be hunted down like a wild animal. It is not something you can run after with desperation, hoping it will eventually surrender to your persistence. No, success is something that is drawn to you by the energy you put out, the mindset you cultivate, and the habits you build over time. The reason so many people struggle to achieve success is that they are constantly chasing after it instead of becoming the kind of person that success naturally gravitates toward. Think about it: when you chase something, it means it is running away from you. It means there is resistance. It means that on some level you are operating from a place of lack, from a mindset that says, I don't have it, so I need to go get it. But true success does not work that way. It is not about running after opportunities with frantic energy. It is about developing yourself to the point where the opportunities recognize your value and come looking for you. Everything in life is governed by principles, and one of those principles is the law of attraction. You attract what you are, not what you want. If you want wealth, you must develop a wealthy mindset. If you want leadership, you must carry yourself with leadership qualities. If you want success, you must embody success long before it manifests in your life. It is not enough to say, I want to be successful. That desire alone will not bring you what you seek. Success is drawn to preparation, to discipline, to consistency, to the kind of person who refuses to settle for mediocrity. Look at the most successful people in the world. They did not stumble into success by luck. They did not spend their days running after success, hoping to one day capture it. Instead, they focused on building themselves, refining their craft, developing their skills, and becoming a person of value. They did not chase after success. Success found them. Why? Because they became magnetic to success. Their habits, their mindset, their work ethic, their confidence, all of it created a force that made success unavoidable. The problem with chasing success is that it creates an exhausting cycle. People who chase success are always in a state of struggle, always in a state of reaching, always in a state of feeling like they are just one step away but never quite there. That is because they have not yet realized that success is not something you run after, it is something you become. When you focus on becoming excellent, on mastering your craft, on being diligent and consistent, success has no choice but to show up. It has no choice but to find you. So many people make the mistake of thinking success is an external thing, something that comes from the outside in. But in reality, success is an internal transformation first. It starts with the way you think, the way you carry yourself, the way you handle opportunities, the way you prepare when no one is watching. Success is a byproduct of who you are. If you do not work on yourself, if you do not build the right habits, if you do not develop the right skills, no amount of chasing will make success stay with you. There is a reason why some people seem to always have opportunities knocking at their door while others struggle just to get a foot in. It is not about luck. It is about attraction. People who are prepared, who are diligent, who have built the right mindset, they do not need to go searching for doors. The doors find them. The doors open for them. The right people recognize their value. The right opportunities show up. They do not waste time chasing because they are too busy becoming. Success does not respond to desperation, it responds to preparation. It is not interested in how badly you want it. It is drawn to how ready you are for it. The key to attracting success is to stop focusing on the destination and start focusing on the process. Success is not something you wake up one day and achieve. It is something that is built in the dark, in the quiet, in the moments when no one is watching. It is something that is cultivated through discipline, through patience, through resilience. Too many people want the rewards of success without doing the internal work necessary to sustain it. They want the wealth, the influence, the recognition, but they do not want to go through the process of becoming the person who deserves it. And that is why they keep chasing and chasing, but never truly arriving. Because success is not about what you wanted, it's about what you are prepared for. It is about what you attract by the person you become. Your environment is one of the most powerful forces shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. It influences your mindset, your habits, your beliefs, and ultimately your success. You cannot rise above the limitations of your environment unless you intentionally choose to change it. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, the atmosphere you live and work in, all of these things play a significant role in shaping who you become. Imagine planting a seed. No matter how great the potential inside that seed, if it is planted in the wrong soil, it will never grow to its full potential. You can take the seed of a mighty tree, but if you throw it on concrete and expect it to flourish, you will be disappointed. That same seed, when placed in fertile soil, will grow tall, strong, and unshakable. The seed does not determine the outcome alone, the environment does. In the same way, you may have great talent, intelligence, and potential inside of you, but if you remain in an environment that stifles growth, you will never see the fullness of what you are capable of. Some people wonder why their lives remain stagnant, why they struggle year after year with the same problems, why they cannot seem to break free from cycles of mediocrity. The answer is often simple. They are trapped in an environment that does not support their growth. If you surround yourself with people who are complacent, you will become complacent. If you spend your time in places that drain your energy instead of fueling your ambition, you will struggle to find the motivation to move forward. If you engage in conversations that focus on limitations rather than possibilities, your mindset will be conditioned to expect failure rather than success. Your environment is not just physical, it is also mental and emotional. The books you read, the media you consume, the mentors you listen to, all of these things contribute to the environment of your mind. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, gossip, fear, and doubt, those things will take root in your thinking. But if you intentionally feed your mind with knowledge, wisdom, positivity, and vision, you will begin to see new opportunities and possibilities that you never noticed before. Many people hold on to toxic environments out of loyalty or fear. They stay in circles of people who discourage them because they are afraid of being alone. They remain in places that do not support their dreams because they fear change. But what they do not realize is that holding on to the wrong environment is costing them their future. Growth requires pruning. It requires cutting away the things that no longer serve you, even if it is painful. It requires stepping into unfamiliar territory, embracing discomfort, and being willing to outgrow the things that once felt comfortable. Success is not just about hard work, it is also about positioning. You cannot expect to grow if you are planted in an environment that suffocates your potential. If you are surrounded by small thinkers, you will struggle to develop a big vision. If you are in an environment that tolerates laziness and excuses, you will find yourself making the same justifications for why you are not progressing. The people around you either push you forward or pull you back. They either inspire you to rise or keep you stuck where you are. Think about the most successful people in the world. They did not get there by accident. They positioned themselves in the right environments. They sought out mentors, aligned themselves with like-minded individuals, and created spaces that nurtured their growth. They made tough decisions to walk away from relationships, habits, and places that no longer align with their vision. They understood that success is not just about talent or effort, it is also about being in the right place at the right time, surrounded by the right influences. Some people are frustrated with their lack of progress, but they refuse to change their surroundings. They continue going to the same places, talking to the same people, engaging in the same conversations, and yet expect a different result. But nothing changes until you change your environment. If you want to go higher, you must place yourself in an atmosphere that challenges you, that stretches you, that forces you to think bigger and work harder. Growth is uncomfortable, but so is staying stuck in the same place year after year. The environment you allow yourself to stay in will either feed your faith or feed your fears. It will either expand your vision or shrink it. It will either push you to become the best version of yourself or keep you trapped in mediocrity. You cannot control everything that happens in life, but you can control where you plant yourself. You can choose to step into places that nurture your growth, align with people who elevate your thinking, and expose yourself to opportunities that challenge and strengthen you. If you truly want to reach the next level, the first thing you must evaluate is your environment. Because whether you realize it or not, where you are today is a direct reflection of what you've been surrounded by. Your current situation is not your final destination. What you see around you today does not determine where you are meant to be. But if you allow your present struggles to dictate your vision, you will never rise beyond them. Too many people let their circumstances define them instead of letting their vision shape their future. They look at their bank account, their job, their background, or their failures, and they make the mistake of thinking, this is all there is. But the truth is, if you want to achieve greatness, you must develop a vision that is far bigger than where you are right now. Vision is the ability to see beyond what is in front of you. It is the ability to look past the obstacles and imagine something greater. It is the force that keeps you moving forward, even when everything around you says you should quit. When you have a vision, you stop making decisions based on where you are, and you start making decisions based on where you are going. You begin to carry yourself differently, think differently, and act differently because you are no longer living according to your present struggles. You are living according to your future success. One of the biggest reasons people remain stuck is because their vision is too small. They only see what is immediately in front of them. If they are struggling financially, all they can think about is how to survive the next paycheck. If they are stuck in a dead-end job, all they can focus on is their frustration. If they have experienced failure, they dwell on the pain instead of the possibilities. But vision is what allows you to see beyond all of that. It is what allows you to look at an empty bank account and still see financial freedom. It is what allows you to look at your current struggle and still see success. It is what allows you to experience rejection and still believe in your ability to win. Developing a vision bigger than your situation requires a shift in mindset. It requires refusing to be controlled by what you see today and instead focusing on what you know is possible. It requires stepping out of a limited way of thinking and embracing the idea that you are capable of far more than your current situation suggests. It requires faith, the kind of faith that does not wait for circumstances to change before believing that something greater is coming. One of the greatest mistakes people make is allowing their environment to shrink their vision. They let their surroundings convince them that dreaming big is unrealistic. They allow the opinions of others to plant seeds of doubt in their minds. They let past failures make them believe that trying again is pointless, but vision is about breaking free from those limitations. It is about seeing yourself winning even when everyone around you expects you to fail. It is about believing in something so strongly that no amount of doubt, delay, or difficulty can shake you. The truth is, if your vision is not bigger than your situation, you will always remain stuck. You will always make decisions based on survival instead of success. You will always settle for less because you cannot imagine having more. You will always allow temporary setbacks to become permanent roadblocks. But when you have a vision that is bigger than your situation, you become unstoppable. You stop being swayed by your present struggles because you know they are temporary. You stop making excuses because you see something greater on the horizon. You stop accepting mediocrity because you know you are meant for more. Developing a vision bigger than your situation means refusing to settle. It means refusing to believe that your current reality is the best you can do. It means rejecting the idea that your past determines your future. It means training your mind to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It means thinking beyond the next step and instead focusing on the long-term goal. It means understanding that just because you do not see immediate results does not mean your vision is not coming to life. Many of the most successful people in the world started with nothing but a vision. They did not have money. They did not have connections. They did not have resources. But they had the ability to see beyond their situation. They had the ability to believe in a future that did not yet exist. They had the ability to wake up every day and act like their vision was already a reality. And because they believed in something bigger than their struggles, they worked, they fought, they pushed forward, and eventually their vision became their reality. A vision bigger than your situation forces you to grow. It forces you to think differently, to learn new skills, to push beyond your comfort zone. It forces you to stop making decisions based on fear and instead make decisions based on faith. It forces you to move with confidence even when your circumstances do not yet reflect what you believe is possible. It forces you to stop waiting for things to change and instead start changing things yourself. No matter where you are today, you have the power to create a future that looks nothing like your present. But it starts with vision. It starts with developing the ability to see something greater than what is in front of you. It starts with refusing to let your circumstances define you. It starts with believing in something bigger than yourself and refusing to give up until it becomes real. Before you are elevated, before you step into the next level of success, before the opportunity you've been praying for finally arrives, there is a period of preparation that must take place. No one is promoted without first proving they are ready. No one is elevated without first being refined. Success is not given to the unprepared. It is attracted to those who have done the work, those who have sacrificed, and those who have disciplined themselves long before the moment of opportunity arrives. Too many people want promotion without preparation. They want the spotlight without the struggle. They want the benefits without the burden. But the truth is, if you are not prepared for the level you desire, that level will destroy you instead of elevate you. Every promotion comes with new challenges, new responsibilities, and new demands. If you do not prepare in the hidden places, you will crumble when you step into the spotlight. Look at any successful person, and you will see a long season of preparation behind their breakthrough. They did not just wake up one day and step into greatness. They spent years preparing when no one was watching. Athletes train for years before they ever compete on a global stage. Entrepreneurs spend sleepless nights building their businesses before they ever see a profit. Leaders develop their skills in private long before they are given positions of power. Preparation is the foundation upon which promotion is built. Without it, success is temporary and unstable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that just because they desire something, they are ready for it. They assume that just because they want wealth, they can handle wealth. Just because they want influence, they are ready for influence. Just because they want leadership, they can manage leadership. But wanting something and being ready for it are two very different things. If you are not prepared for what you are asking for, you will mismanage it, you will fumble it, and you will eventually lose it. Preparation is what separates those who succeed from those who fall apart under pressure. It is what ensures that when the opportunity arrives, you do not waste it. It is what positions you to handle the weight of success without being crushed by it. Many people think they are waiting on an opportunity, but in reality, the opportunity is waiting on them to be ready. If you were given everything you wanted today, would you have the discipline, the mindset, the knowledge, and the work ethic to sustain it? This is why preparation is often the longest phase of the journey. It is the phase where you develop the skills, the habits, and the endurance necessary to operate at a higher level. It is the phase where you are tested, where you are stretched, where you are refined. It is the phase where your weaknesses are exposed and corrected. If you cannot handle pressure in private, you will crumble under pressure in public. If you cannot manage small responsibilities, you will fail when given greater responsibilities. Preparation is uncomfortable. It requires patience. It requires humility. It requires discipline. It requires doing the work when no one is clapping for you, when no one is watching, when no one is recognizing your effort. It requires pushing yourself beyond your limits, even when you feel like giving up. It requires developing the habits of success before success arrives. It requires showing up every day with excellence, even when there is no immediate reward. One of the biggest signs that someone is not ready for promotion is their attitude during preparation. If you complain about small assignments, you are not ready for big responsibilities. If you neglect the season of growth, you are not ready for the season of reward. If you refuse to be patient during the process, you will not last in the promise. Success does not show up when you think you are ready. It shows up when you have proven that you are ready. Some of the greatest lessons are learned in the preparation phase. This is where you develop resilience. This is where you build the mental strength necessary to navigate challenges. This is where you refine your skills until they are second nature. This is where you cultivate the discipline to sustain success once it arrives. Without preparation, success will feel overwhelming instead of fulfilling. Without preparation, you will enter a new level only to find that you are not equipped to handle it. There are many people who have talent but never see success because they refuse to prepare. Talent may open the door, but preparation determines how long you stay inside. Natural ability is not, or there must be discipline, consistency, and refinement. There must be a willingness to go through the process, to embrace the grind, to develop the mindset necessary to sustain the promotion. One of the hardest things to accept is that preparation often feels like a delay. It feels like nothing is happening. It feels like you are working hard with no results. It feels like everyone else is moving forward while you are stuck. But what you do not realize is that while you are preparing, the foundation for your future is being laid. The habits you are forming, the lessons you are learning, the character you are developing, these are the things that will sustain you when the opportunity finally arrives. Success is never about luck. It is never about being in the right place at the right time without being ready. It is about being so prepared that when the moment comes, you do not hesitate, you do not fumble. You do not shrink back in fear. You step into the opportunity with confidence because you have already done the work. Preparation is what turns potential into reality. It is what turns dreams into achievements. It is what ensures that when you reach the top, you are strong enough to stay there. Faith alone is not enough. Work alone is not enough. If you want to achieve anything great in life, these two must go hand in hand. Faith gives you the vision, but work makes it a reality. Faith is the belief that something greater is possible, but work is the action that brings that belief to life. Many people fail not because they lack faith and not because they lack effort, but because they do not understand how to combine the two. There are those who have faith but refuse to work. They sit back waiting for success to arrive as if it will be delivered to them on a silver platter. They have big dreams, but they take no steps toward making those dreams happen. They speak words of affirmation, but take no action. They declare that they will succeed, but do nothing to prepare for success. But faith without work is dead. If you believe in something but refuse to move toward it, you are not exercising faith, you are exercising wishful thinking. On the other hand, there are those who work tirelessly but have no faith. They put in the hours, they push themselves, they grind day and night, but deep inside they do not truly believe that their effort will pay off. They work hard, but they expect failure. They give everything they have, but they still doubt their ability to win. And because their mindset is rooted in doubt, even their hardest work does not produce the results they desire. They may achieve temporary success, but they never reach their full potential because they do not believe that greater is possible for them. Faith without work is empty, but work without faith is exhausting. One without the other will always lead to frustration. But when you combine the two, when you believe and put in the effort, everything changes. You begin to move with purpose. You begin to see doors open that others thought were impossible. You begin to attract opportunities that your hard work alone could not create. When faith and work walk together, there is nothing that can stop you from reaching your destiny. Faith is what gives you the courage to start. It is what allows you to step into the unknown even when the path ahead is unclear. It is what keeps you going when the journey gets hard. But work is what builds momentum. It is what turns dreams into results. It is what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. You cannot expect a harvest if you have not planted any seeds. You cannot expect doors to open if you have not taken any steps forward. You cannot expect your situation to change if you are not actively working towards something greater. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment to take action. They say they are waiting for a sign, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for everything to line up before they move. But faith does not wait, it acts. Faith steps out even when the road is uncertain. Faith takes action even when the resources are not in place. Faith works hard today, knowing that the reward will come tomorrow. If you are waiting for conditions to be perfect, you will be waiting forever. Success does not come to those who wait, it comes to those who prepare, those who take action, those who work even when they cannot yet see the results. There will be times when you work hard and see no progress. There will be moments when you give everything you have and still feel like you are standing still. This is when faith is most important. Faith reminds you that just because you do not see immediate results does not mean your effort is wasted. Faith reminds you that growth is happening beneath the surface, even if you cannot see it yet. Faith keeps you going when everything inside of you wants to quit. But faith alone is not enough. You must continue to work even when the results are delayed. You must continue to push forward, knowing that every step you take is bringing you closer to your breakthrough. When faith and work walk together, failure is never final. Setbacks do not define you. Disappointments do not stop you. You understand that every obstacle is simply part of the process. You keep going, not because you see instant success, but because you believe in the vision you are working toward. You stay disciplined, not because the path is easy, but because you know that perseverance produces results. You show up every day not because you feel like it, but because you know that consistency leads to success. There are people who talk about faith but do not live it. They claim to believe in their dreams, but their actions show otherwise. They say they want success, but they do not put in the work. They say they are waiting for an opportunity, but they do not prepare for when the opportunity comes. Faith is not just about what you say, it is about what you do. If you truly believe that something is possible, your actions should reflect that belief. If you truly believe that success is meant for you, your work ethic should align with that belief. Work, when it is fueled by faith, is unstoppable. It is not just effort, it is effort with expectation. It is not just movement, it is movement with purpose. It is not just hustle, it is hustle with a belief that something greater is on the way. And when you combine relentless work with unshakable faith, success is not a matter of, it is only a matter of when. Authority is not just about how loud you speak, it is about the confidence, conviction, and certainty behind your words and actions. Authority is not given, it is taken. It is cultivated through discipline, experience, and an unshakable belief in yourself. When you speak with authority, people listen. When you move with authority, doors open. When you carry yourself with authority, even obstacles begin to bow to your presence. Many people go through life speaking and moving timidly as if they are asking for permission to be great. They hesitate when they should act boldly. They second-guess themselves when they should step forward with confidence. They shrink in the presence of opposition when they should be standing tall. But if you are going to achieve anything significant in life, you must learn to speak and move with authority. You must learn to command attention, to carry yourself with confidence, and to walk into any room like you belong there because you do. Authority begins in the mind. It is not about arrogance, it is about knowing who you are, knowing what you bring to the table, and refusing to be intimidated by challenges or competition. It is about understanding that your voice matters, that your presence has weight, and that your purpose is too significant to be hidden. If you do not believe in yourself, do not expect anyone else to believe in you. If you do not carry yourself like you belong in the room, do not be surprised when others overlook you. Authority starts with an internal decision, the decision to step into your power and refuse to shrink for anyone. When you speak with authority, your words carry weight. You do not mumble or hesitate. You do not speak as if you are unsure. You declare, you affirm, you state your truth with confidence. You don't apologize for your voice, and you do not back down when challenged. Authority in speech does not mean being aggressive, but it does mean being firm. It means knowing that your words have power and using that power intentionally. It means understanding that hesitation breeds doubt, but confidence commands respect. Some people wonder why they are overlooked, why their ideas are ignored, why they are not taken seriously. The answer often lies in the way they present themselves. If you speak as if you are uncertain, people will treat you as if you are uncertain. If you carry yourself like you are unsure, people will assume you have nothing valuable to offer. But when you speak with clarity and move with confidence, people take notice. They lean in when you talk. They respect your presence. They take you seriously because you take yourself seriously. Authority is not just about speaking, it is about movement. It is about walking into every situation with confidence, knowing that you belong there. It is about refusing to be shaken by circumstances, refusing to be intimidated by opposition, and refusing to let fear dictate your decisions. Moving with authority means owning your space, standing firm in your beliefs, and carrying yourself with the energy of someone who knows they are going places. Some people hesitate to move with authority because they are afraid of how others will perceive them. They do not want to come across as too bold, too confident, too strong. But playing small does not serve anyone. Shrinking yourself to make others comfortable does not elevate you, it diminishes you. Moving with authority does not mean being boastful, but it does mean refusing to hide your greatness. It means walking with your head high, making eye contact, speaking with conviction, and carrying yourself in a way that demands respect. Authority is not about being the loudest person in the room, it is about being the most certain. It is about having an unshakable belief in yourself, your abilities, and your purpose. It is about understanding that you do not need permission to be great, and you do not need validation to move forward. It is about taking control of your destiny and refusing to let fear, doubt, or insecurity hold you back. Moving with authority means making decisions with confidence. It means trusting even when others doubt you. It means standing firm in your convictions even when they are unpopular. It means refusing to be swayed by negativity, criticism, or the opinions of people who do not see your vision. It means knowing that you were created for more and carrying yourself accordingly. When you speak and move with authority, you become magnetic. People are drawn to your confidence. Opportunities come your way because you are not afraid to step up and take them. Success follows those who refuse to hesitate, those who refuse to doubt, and those who refuse to shrink. If you want to go to the next level, you must embrace the power of your presence. You must walk, talk, and carry yourself like the person you were created to be. Success is not something that randomly happens. It is something you attract through preparation, faith, authority, and action. You cannot wait for success to find you. You must position yourself for it. You cannot sit back and hope for greatness. You must develop the discipline, mindset, and work ethic to step into it. Your environment determines your growth. If you want to elevate, you must surround yourself with people, places, and habits that challenge you to become better. You must develop a vision bigger than your current situation and refuse to let temporary circumstances define your future. Success is not for those who wish it, it's for those who prepare, for those who understand that promotion only comes after discipline, sacrifice, and refinement. Faith and work must walk together. It is not enough to believe, you must also take action. It is not enough to hope, you must also put in the effort. When faith and work are combined, they create unstoppable momentum. And as you move towards success, you must do so with authority, speaking with confidence, walking with certainty, and stepping boldly into the opportunities that are waiting for you. You are not meant to live a life of mediocrity. You were created for more, and everything you need to succeed is already within you. The only question is, will you step up? Will you prepare? Will you believe? Will you take action? Will you walk in the authority you were born with? Success is not waiting for you to find it. It is waiting for you to become the person who is ready to receive it. Now is the time to rise, to move, to build, to grow. Now is the time to speak with confidence, to work with diligence, to live with purpose. Now is the time to attract the success you were destined for.